that commercial with those kids, using profanity to tell Trump to, get off. Have you seen that commercial
No, who's it
with
a
these little
commercial?
kids? Like,
Whose
yeah,
commercial is it?
it's by some super PAC that's trying to tear down Donald Trump.
Oh,
And so they have these Mexican little kids on and so forth who say, so Trump, get the blank out of my country. And I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And they say, I was born here. And I think there are a lot of those people who said, look, the way to get citizenship in the U.S., if you're entering illegally, is to get a woman who's like 8 months pregnant, go to the United States, hang out, now you have a U.S. citizen. So, and I think this is where Trump doesn't handle it as elegantly as he could, but he's like, that doesn't work. They're here illegally, so. But, and of course the children, because the way the Constitution was written, which it was in, let's face it, kind of a different time. Yeah.
well, here's an interesting thing to think about with all these illegal aliens coming and spawning children. The U.S. has an aging population, and quote unquote white people are not replacing themselves with children. Like the average is like 1.4, 1.6. The Hispanic population, and it's really not like they're breeding like rabbits. It's like 2.4 or something. But they're at least creating a young tax base to support an aging population, which is going to become an issue, and really when these anchor babies, quote unquote, they're basically become Americanized, I would say, and they're
But
we need a younger tax base. We need younger people that are earning money and doing stuff, and the white population is not replacing themselves.
Well, let me make a comment on that. I think one reason that the white population is not replacing themselves is because their financial burdens are so great that they figure, I can't afford another child. I mean, that's the reality of it. So, and I do agree with it that we need this tax base and so forth. I think you can also create a structure that says, you can come and work here, and after a certain period of time, you can actually become a citizen. That's okay, but you can come and work. But we have to have an expanding economy. They had on one of the a conservative Latino woman who was complaining that a lot of even Latins can't get jobs that they want because they're being taken by illegal aliens. So
Well, that's the other thing of integrating people into the tax base. If people like quote unquote come out of the shadows, so to speak, then
well,
people stop paying them, $3 under the table in cash to do work.
Well, again, the whole thing really comes back to how do you stimulate the general economy? Because even the number of people that are there are not going to be able to effectively stimulate the economy. It has to be by creating new businesses and new products and new enterprises. And, with all of this stuff, everything from 3D printing to computers that are, affordable as opposed to back in the 70s when, only big corporations had them. The opportunities are fantastic. But if the access to capital is as lamely deployed as it is today, you're not going to have a growing economy, and that's why we don't have a growing economy.